And today let's discuss a special planetary combination
Yes.
that is happening. Though this combination happens once a year, this year it is very special, which is
Yes.
the Jupiter-Venus conjunction, right?
Yes.
So why is it special? Because Jupiter is in its own house and Venus
Yes.
gets exalted in Pisces,
Yes.
right? So this happens once in 12 years.
Yes.
So can we talk about maybe the significance of this and
Yes.
what is the impact that it is going to have on
Yes.
this particular year as a
Yes.
transit?
So we all know that Jupiter and Venus will sort of get conjuncted at the end of this month, and then it will remain there for a few 1.5 months, and then again next year the same conjunction is happening in February end in the same sign called Pisces.
Mm.
So this is a very special conjunction. It happens only once in 12 years because every year Jupiter and Venus gets conjuncted. It's said that anybody with Jupiter Venus conjunction in the chart, they are reasonably very blessed from that perspective, primarily because Jupiter is known as Devaguru. Jupiter is the priest of the gods. So it is said in Bhagavad Gita, right? So among the priests,
Right.
Krishna, I am
Yes.
Jupiter.
Right.
So from that perspective, Jupiter is very auspicious for a native. Similarly, Venus exaltation in Pisces is considered extremely auspicious,
Okay.
primarily because there are three different flavors that Venus carries. So, what the first flavor that Venus carries is I like this. I like a chocolate. I like these items. I am used to this material perspective, and I like this TV, fridge going abroad, and all those kind of things. Second level of Venus in the chart denotes, I am obsessively, interested in desires,
Okay.
pleasures, sexual tendencies, and those kind of things. The third level of Venus, which is Venus in Pisces, exaltation is pure and divine love. The divine love, we can talk about Mirabai. Mirabai's love for Bhagwan.
Mm.
So similarly, Narada's love for Narayana.
Right.
So that kind of a love is denoted by Venus in Pisces kind of a thing.
Okay.
So when both of them conjunct, get conjoined in the sign Pisces, it is a beautiful combination, and the flavor of 12th house comes out beautifully
Blossoms
there.
very well.
Yes. So the 12th house is the house of spirituality.
Mm.
12th house is the house of giving up things.
Mm.
12th house is the house of beauty as well.
Right.
It's a house of healing and those kind of. So that kind of a flavor is sort of going to be dominated the next 1 year kind of a thing. So we will find it is Jupiter is again the ninth lord in the 12th house. So
Right.
Venus is again second lord, seventh lord in the 12th house kind of a thing. So you will find a lot of anything related to healing gaining very prominence, and
Okay.
primarily because it's Jupiter's house, anything related to healing in the traditional way kind of a thing.
So your Ayurveda,
Ayurveda,
Marmam,
traditional healing,
right.
marmam, and those kind of stuff.
Siddhas and all.
Yes,
Yeah.
siddhas, those kind
Right.
of stuff will get automatically gain more prominence in this particular.
Okay.
So overall, 12th house is the house of medicine and healing, right?
Mm.
So that entire sort of industry will sort of get a boom
Okay.
from this perspective. Then we have this 12th house is the house of spirituality. We'll find a lot of people getting or at least finding traction and then moving forward in terms of spiritual direction kind of a thing. So we'll find a lot of pilgrimages and tourism and travel industry booming in the
Okay.
area of places of worship and those
Right.
kind of things. So you will already find a lot of gurus taking people to Kailas Yatra, Mansarovar Yatra, and those kind
Right.
of things. And then the people learn a lot of Vedas and those kind of stuff, mantra chanting and those kind of things. So that from that perspective, it is a very beautiful kind of
Transit.
a thing.
Okay.
Yes. Both are gurus. One is Asura Guru, one is
Right.
Deva Guru.
Right.
So from that perspective, overall, learning for a mankind from an overall perspective is going to be reasonably very strong.
Okay.
So both from a learning perspective, it's a beautiful transit. Lot of information, lot of the ability of the people to learn new things
Digest
and digest
information.
new things is a
Is
fantastic
it more
thing.
information or is it more knowledge?
It's
Like
more
wisdom.
knowledge, wisdom. Yes,
Right.
yes. So your ability to realize that all this is nothing. This is the way to move forward. Get more
Higher learnings in
higher
life.
learnings in life. Get more spiritual in life. Talk good things. Behave well with people and that kind of a
Okay.
thing. That kind of a trend is sort of indicated in this particular
Transit.
transit kind of thing. Jupiter is a beautiful representation of male energy. Venus is a fantastic divine female energy kind of a thing in Pisces. So it is there is a beautiful blend of male and female energy in this particular kind of a transit.
So this is Purusha and Prakriti both
yes,
coming
Purusha
together.
Prakriti coming together, both sort of giving respect to each other, understanding each other, there is a sort of a divine
Like the Ardhanarishwara.
yes, Ardhanarishwara kind of a Shiva Shakti kind of
Right.
a phenomenon. Is that kind of a phenomenon and
This is
blend
happening here.
is a beautiful blend in this particular time frame kind of a thing. So Jupiter, we know, right? Jupiter is the just to touch upon a little bit of mythology. Jupiter is son of Angiras and Shraddha.
Right.
So Jupiter, Shraddha was not so sort of devout or devoted wife, and then Jupiter was sort of stillborn, and over a period in time became the gurus of the goddess. So similarly, Venus or Shukracharya is the sort of know-how for the Sanjeevani Vidya, and 12th house is the house of healing.
Healing, yeah.
So there are anybody in this particular transit in this time frame wherein you think that the doctors are not able to figure out things, and the hospitals or the practitioners are not able to figure out what is the problem, there is a high probability that they will figure out and they will heal in this particular so that Sanjeevani's flavor is fantastic, very strong in this particular transit
This time and the next time again.
yes, and in terms of learning, in terms of teaching, because both are gurus, so teachers will have a lot of flavor and perspective. So you will have healers, that is doctors, healers, Ayurveda practitioners and all that, and also teachers who will gain a lot of prominence and importance in this particular. So a lot of information getting passed out and all that. So there is a story again for Shukra, which is related to the Devaguru's son. Kach was sent to Shukra to learn this Sanjeevani Vidya kind of thing. Ultimately, he fell in love with his daughter and learned that. So whatever the reasons were, so that kind of transmission of divine knowledge and divine information is quite possible in this particular time from this time frame kind of a thing. So the overall abroad related aspects, so our relations with abroad, any country's relations with abroad and those kind of things, it is actually a good time. So from a peace perspective, if there is wars, so which wars are going on,
there might be dialogue. And
there might be dialogue, and there might be some progress in terms of. So some progress has to be taken to sort of bring things under
peace into the world.
Yes, so it is a good time frame from that perspective. So from a money perspective, from a wealth perspective, from an intellectual perspective, from a looking good perspective, your perspective of feeling good, looking good, and wanting goodness to happen in this world, it's a very good time frame from that perspective.
Got it. And anything special for like different type of like ascendants or different moon signs?
Yes. So from a ascendant or a Rashi perspective, we have Gemini and Cancer. It's a fantastic time frame because it's in the 10th house.
Right.
And for a Cancer ascendant or a Rashi, Karka Rashi, it's in the 9th house.
Okay.
So from that perspective, it's a beautiful time frame. So you have for a Gemini ascendant, you have 5th Lord, 7th Lord and 10th Lord. So it's a multiple Raja Yoga.
Okay.
So from a career perspective, from a thinking good perspective, from a status perspective, it's a very, very good time frame.
Okay.
And from a sort of your Capricorn, Sagittarius perspective also, it's a fantastic time frame because you have
First Lord, Fourth Lord.
First Lord, Fourth Lord, again a Raja Yoga kind of a thing. From a Libra, Virgo ascendant, again it's a very good time frame. Pisces ascendant as well, it's a very good time frame. So but the highlight of this ascendant is Gemini, because Gemini has a multiple Raja Yoga. Second is Sagittarius. So these two ascendants or Rashi are bound to be sort of benefited with this particular transit.
Got it. So for people, what is the general thing that they should follow, and like how do they take advantage of this transit or this conjunction in the next 1.5 years?
Yes. So we have there are multiple ways. So we have 7th Lord, 9th Lord, and the 12th house. So anything that you want to do with a partner, specifically a life partner, a business partner is also fine. anything that you want to do which is related to learning, which is related to healing, which is related to spirituality, you should pursue that to gain advantage from this particular this transit. Second thing is ninth lord in the 12th house. So again, anything that you want to do, look at abroad.
Okay.
Look at a perspective where the world is a global market. From that perspective, if you look at it, and if you look at abroad and the businesses from there and those kind of things, you're bound to gain some specific advantage and traction kind of a thing. Third way to sort of get into this is read more books related to spirituality, because this is a fantastic time frame for spiritual ignition.
Right.
So when spiritual ignition can happen in your life, and if it is genuine effort in terms of wanting to get into spirituality and reading books related to spirituality, automatically the benefits of this conjunction will come onto your life kind of a thing. So these are a few ways wherein you can sort of move in the same path where this conjunction is sort of leading into.
May take more advantage of it.
Yes.
Any mantra to touch upon in the last, because it is both male energy and female energy, right? So how do you?
Yes, so ideally, anything related to, Shiva, anything related to Shakti, any mantra. So Lalita Sahasranamam is fantastic, along with Shiva Sahasranamam.
Om Namah Shivaya.
Yes, or even normal Panchakshari is also fine, because 5th Lord is the 10th house, right? So from that perspective, that is also good. But ideally, Shiva Sahasranamam along with Lalita Sahasranamam gives that entire, that's a beautiful combination for a Shiva Shakti kind of a relationship.
So this is a special conjunction where everyone can take advantage of Jupiter and Pisces being in their own house and exaltation. This, like we also mentioned, there are very good time frames in the coming year ahead. One thing that we also didn't speak about is the time for children. So it is a good time for conception and bringing, divine children into the world. So if you're planning for children, that's also a good thing that you can look at maybe for this particular year. If you would like to know in detail how this conjunction will impact your personal life, do log on to jothishi.com and we can help. Thank you.